planet Earth. The only place we are currently aware of where there are living things is our home planet, which is the third planet from the Sun. Earth is the only planet in our solar system having liquid water on its surface, while being only the fifth largest planet overall. Earth is the largest of the four planets nearest to the Sun, all of which are composed of rock and metal, and is only slightly larger than adjacent Venus. Namesake. It has been called Earth for at least 1,000 years. Except for Earth, every planet has a name derived from a god or goddess of ancient Greece or Rome. Yet, the word Earth originates from German and simply means the ground. Potential for life. Earth's benign climate and chemical composition have led to an abundance of life on this planet. Most importantly, since the temperature permits liquid water to exist for long periods of time, Earth is unique in that the majority of our planet is covered with liquid water. Around 3.8 billion years ago, the huge oceans of Earth provided an ideal setting for the emergence of life. Due to the continuous consequences of climate change, some of the characteristics of our planet that make it wonderful for supporting life are altering. Size and distance. Earth is the largest of the terrestrial planets and the sixth largest planet overall, with a radius of 3,959 miles or 6,371 kilometers. Earth is exactly 1 astronomical unit away from the Sun from an average distance of 93 million miles or 150 million kilometers, as 1 astronomical unit, abbreviated as AU, is the distance between the Sun and Earth. This unit offers a simple method for quickly comparing the separations of planets from the Sun. Our planet receives light from the Sun in around 8 minutes. Orbit and rotation. Every 23.9 hours, the Earth does 1 full rotation around the Sun. 1 orbit of the Sun takes 365.25 days to complete. Our calendar system, which counts a year as 365 days, is challenged by that extra quarter of a day. Every 4 years, we add 1 day to our yearly calendars to maintain them in line with our orbit around the Sun. A leap day is that day, and a leap year is the year it is added to. In relation to the plane of Earth's orbit around the Sun, the axis of rotation of the planet is tilted by 23.4 degrees. Our regular cycle of seasons is caused by this tilt. The northern hemisphere is inclined toward the Sun for a portion of the year, while the southern hemisphere is tilted away. The north experiences summer because solar heating is stronger there due to the Sun being higher in the sky. In the south, winter is produced by less direct sun heating. The situation is different 6 months later. Both hemispheres experience nearly equal quantities of heat from the Sun during the start of spring and fall. Moons. Only the planet Earth has a solitary moon. The most prominent and well-known object in the night sky is our moon. The moon is largely to blame for Earth being such a wonderful place to live. It reduces the wobble of our planet, which over millions of years has made the climate less erratic. Large boulders or asteroids in orbit occasionally temporarily occupy space on Earth. Normally, they are held captive by the gravity of Earth for a few months or years before resuming their orbit around the Sun. As they both orbit the Sun, some asteroids will engage in a protracted dance with Earth. While some moons are simply rock fragments that a planet's gravity managed to trap, our moon is most likely the product of a collision that occurred billions of years ago. When Earth was still a young planet, a huge object crashed into it, shifting some of the planet's interior. As a result, the fragments came together to form our moon. The moon is the fifth largest moon in our solar system with a radius of 1,080 miles or 1,738 kilometers, after Ganymede, Titan, Callisto, and Io. On average, the moon is 384,400 kilometers or 238,855 miles from Earth. Thus, 30 planets the size of Earth might fit between the Earth and its moon. Rings. Earth has none. Formation. Over 4.5 billion years ago, when the solar system was still in its current configuration, the third planet from the Sun, Earth, was created when gravity drew spinning gas and dust in. Earth has a solid crust, a rocky mantle, and a central core, just like its sibling terrestrial planets. Structure. The inner core of the planet, which is surrounded by the outer core, mantle, and crust, is the first of Earth's 4 major layers. The inner core is a solid sphere with a radius of 759 miles or 1,221 kilometers comprised of iron and nickel alloys. The temperature is 9,800 degrees Fahrenheit there or 5,400 degrees Celsius. The outer core encircles the inner core. This layer, which is formed of fluids including iron and nickel, is around 1,400 miles or 2,300 kilometers thick. The mantle, the thickest layer, sits between the outer core and crust. This 1,800 miles or 2,900 kilometers thick combination of hot, sticky molten rock resembles caramel in consistency. On average, the Earth's crust, which is the topmost layer, is around 30 kilometers or 19 miles deep. The crust is thinner and spans roughly 3 miles or 5 kilometers from the ocean floor to the top of the mantle at the ocean's bottom. Surface. Earth features mountains, valleys, and volcanoes just like Mars and Venus. Huge, continuously shifting plates make up the lithosphere of the Earth, which is composed of the upper mantle, as well as the crust, both continental and oceanic. For instance, the North American plate is moving west over the Pacific Ocean basin at a rate that is about equivalent to how quickly our fingernails grow. As plates contact to create mountains, grind past one another, ride up over one another, or split apart, earthquakes occur. Almost 70% of the surface of the globe is made up of the global ocean, which has an average depth of roughly 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers and is home to 97% of the world's water. These waters cover almost all of the volcanoes on Earth. The Mauna Kea volcano in Hawaii is larger overall than Mount Everest, yet the most of it is submerged. At the bottom of the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans sits the longest mountain range on Earth. It is longer than the Andes, Rockies, and Himalayas put together by 4 times. Atmosphere. 78% of the atmosphere on Earth's surface is nitrogen, 21% is oxygen, and 1% is made up of argon, carbon dioxide, and neon. The atmosphere influences both the short-term and long-term local weather on Earth and protects humans from the majority of dangerous solar radiation. Also, it shields us from meteoroids, the majority of which burn up in the atmosphere before striking the surface as meteorites and appearing as meteors in the night sky. Magnetosphere. The molten nickel-iron core of our planet and its rapid rotation produce a magnetic field, which the solar wind bends into the shape of a teardrop in outer space. The solar wind is the name given to the continuous stream of charged particles released from the sun. Charged solar wind particles smash with air molecules when they are caught in Earth's magnetic field and above its magnetic poles. The aurora, also known as the northern and southern lights, are then produced by these glowing air molecules. Compass needles always point to the North Pole no matter which way you turn because of the magnetic field. Yet, the magnetic field's direction can shift depending on the Earth's magnetic polarity. According to the geologic record, magnetic reversals occur on average every 400,000 years, but the timing is quite erratic. As far as we are aware, such a magnetic reversal has no negative effects on life on Earth, and it is quite unlikely that one will occur for at least another year. Compass needles, however, are likely to point in numerous directions for a few centuries while the transfer is being accomplished when it does occur. They will all face south once the changeover is complete.